The state superintendent prepares Oklahoma schools for the elimination of the U.S. Department of Education. The governor announces a new Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives, and public college and university enrollment is on the rise in the state. We'll have all the details coming up on the KGOU AM NewsBrief for Friday, November 8th. I'm Nick Daniels. President-elect Donald Trump campaigned on eliminating the U.S. Department of Education. Now State Superintendent Ryan Walters is preparing Oklahoma schools for that possibility. KGOU's Logan Layden reports on a memo sent to superintendents across the state Thursday.
Walters says the State Department is, quote, preparing to work hand in hand with an incoming Trump administration to continue the work of dismantling the federal government's decades of undue influence over public education. The memo supports the elimination of the Federal Education Department in favor of moving to block grants, and he outlines 5 areas where he sees this as beneficial for Oklahoma schools: parental rights, ending social indoctrination in classrooms, protecting patriotism in curriculum, stopping illegal immigration's impact on schools, and blocking foreign influence. The memo says the State Department will be directing its resources to ensure those priorities are championed so schools can smoothly transition after the coming changes. I'm Logan Layden.
Oklahoma's state government is opening a new Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives within the Department of Human Services. OPMX's Grayson Wheeler reports.
Governor Kevin Stitt announced the new office at the state capitol.
I love President Ronald Reagan's quote when he said, government is not the solution. So the Office of Faith-Based Initiative it's not meant to be another government program.
The government office will connect churches and nonprofit organizations with state agencies to coordinate social services. Democratic State Representative A.J. Pittman of Oklahoma City co-sponsored a bill that would have created this office through the legislature. The bill didn't get a vote in the full Senate, but it inspired the creation of the office anyway. She says it's not a violation of the separation of church and state, merely a collaboration.
This is just good government. And we know that the churches already have the infrastructure, they already have the resources, and they already have the relationships.
Government officials say the office's focuses are family, fatherhood, food security, and foster care. I'm Grayson Wheeler.
Enrollment at Oklahoma's public colleges and universities is up. State Impact's Beth Wallace breaks down the numbers.
According to the report from the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, the preliminary headcount of enrolled students increased by 4.5% since last fall. Oklahoma State University's headcount enrollment increased by 6%, largely helped by a sizable boost at its Center for Health Sciences. The University of Oklahoma saw its numbers rise by 5.5%, though it had a drop in students at its law center. As for smaller schools, El Reno's Redlands Community College boosted its students by 14%, and Tishomingo's Murray State College rose by almost 11%. Concurrent enrollment for high schoolers saw a bump across the state. Weatherford's Southwestern State University and Edmonds University of Central Oklahoma increased their concurrent student load by about 50%. For State Impact, I'm Beth Wallace.
A national analysis of abortions people received during 2020 and 2023 found an uptick in nearly every state with a near-total abortion ban, except for Texas, Idaho, and Oklahoma. State Impact's Jillian Taylor reports.
A report supported by the Society of Family Planning found a 32% decrease in the number of Oklahomans receiving abortions post-Roe between data recorded in 2020 and 2023. Laura Bellis is the executive director of Tulsa's Take Control Initiative, which works to provide free access to birth control locally. She says there could be many contributing factors, including an increase in self-managed medication abortions, which are not recorded in the report, or more education surrounding contraception.
We are seeing people much more proactively and consistently seeking out contraception.
Bellis also added that Oklahoma's data was likely impacted by an unusually high amount of abortions recorded in 2020. She says that bump in care could be attributed to the addition of Tulsa County's Planned Parenthood, which began providing abortions around that time before Roe v. Wade fell. For State Impact, I'm Jillian Taylor.
You'll find more news at our website, kgou.org. We also invite you to follow the KGOU PM NewsBrief podcast.
No matter what happens in Washington, the NPR Politics Podcast is here for you. For the latest news, insights, and analysis from the election and beyond, listen to the NPR Politics Podcast.